Hello all, welcome to Hockey on Tap Podcast. This is episode 111, a grand showing, and of course I right now have we're brought to you by Project Radio, courtesy of Sam Wu, and I'm here with Schwim and myself and Eric Dean, who
star
is
of the show.
The newest co-host. He is the future of the New York Rangers right here. Nice. But that's a great future. Like I said, brought to you by Sam. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Please give us a 5-star review if you'd be so kind. Schwim,
yes,
I know what he's drinking. It's a boatload of formula. This kid eats more than I've ever seen in my life. I was a big baby. He's a 9-pounder. He eats 4 ounces at every feeding, which my niece, who's 6 months old right now, she eats 2 ounces at a feeding right now, and she's at 6 months, and he's only at a week and a half.
He's doubling her up already?
Yes.
So he's a chip off the old block, is what you're saying?
He's a monster. He can house food. Monster shits, and he's gonna love this when he gets older. And I tell him that his first podcasting experience, I made fun of his bowel movements, but he's
just trying to be like you.
He is. He's a beast and love him dearly. He's, like I said, a week and a half, and it's pretty cool. So for all those people out there listening to the pod, this is little Eric, the newest Ranger fan, the newest Dean. Mom's doing awesome. Sarah is loving her little brother. Gets a little jealous, but she loves him. And no sleep is to be had in this household.
What has she said when she first saw him, or when she continues to see him? Did she say anything?
No, she does say, she goes, Eric. Yeah, so she likes saying his name. Yeah, she didn't throw up. Actually, I was watching a video of a little kid was meeting her brother for the first time, and she just vomited. I was like, that's awesome. So, but yeah, like I said, mom's doing awesome, and all's well in the Dean house except for the sleep aspect. But it is what it is. Yeah. So I will pass them off to my wife, who's waiting in the back room. But Shrim, what are you drinking, by the way? What do you got?
I am drinking. This is the beer I actually gave to Shorts guy when I asked him to be a groomsman for the wedding.
Oh,
it's a Italian Pilsner by Bolero Snort. Tauropolis or Tauropils. I don't know. I don't know how they.
Tauropils. Oh, okay.
Tauropil. I don't know how they're going for the pronunciation. Whatever. But
that's
4.5% of Italian magic.
4.5% of Italian magic. I like it.
Yeah.
I was going to drink the beer that you got me, but I figured I would want to drink that with you in person.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm going Urban Artifact Fire Iron. I've had this before. Tropical, small little beer. I like it. And it is amazing when they say it. This Midwest fruit tart has 1,500 pounds of pink guava, 500 pounds of banana, 400 pounds of passion fruit, and 30. It's a 30-barrel batch. That's a lot of fruit in a 30-barrel batch.
That is a lot.
But it's delicious. All right, so let's get to what's on tap for today's episode. Here's a weekly snapshot. We're obviously away last week. Some good stuff was happening in the NHL. But as per our title, they did.
Might be 3-1.
Go ahead, Shrim. Go off on your team.
Sorry,
let me know
they're annoying me already. They were dominating them in the first half of the first period. I think they're out shooting them 9-0. They were all over them. They scored a goal, went up 1-0, and now I think it might be 3-1. Yeah, that's probably going to be a goal. The net came off, but something went in, I think, before it came off. So now it's going to be 3-1, and they're down. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, buddy. That does suck.
It's all right. They suck right now.
You know who's been bad that I didn't think would be bad? Well, 2 of your guys. Vasilevsky has not been Vasilevsky.
Yeah, he's been a little under. His last 3 games, though, he's been a little bit better. They've been playing better. They're on a 4-game winning streak. He's been playing better. He looked really good in the other night when he had 39 saves or whatever it was. But he's I don't know. The defense in front of him is horrible. His defense is horrible. It's very, very bad.
Hedman has not been very good.
Nah, and he's not even on the top power play anymore. He's on the second power play. They put Sergachev because Sergachev's been awesome. He's on the top power play now. He's been doing really well.
But it's crazy that would you ever have thought that, obviously, when he's 38, 39, he's run down and stuff, that he wouldn't make it then. But would you ever thought that he would not be your top power play guy this early in his career?
Kind of crazy. I don't know. Like, yeah, Sergachev's been freaking great, but you know what though? I don't mind him on the second power play. That's freaking awesome that they have a
No,
guy like him on the second power play. So,
yeah,
and if
I would
something ever
completely agree.
happens and Sergachev, whatever, you boom, you put Hedman right back on there and probably not miss a beat. So
Yeah, yeah,
I think
I
it's
think
pretty
that's
good.
a
I
very
think
good problem.
now that Sergachev is like doing what he's doing, I think it's a pretty good 1-2 punch. This is
Um,
definitely a big goal. Why are they even reviewing this? This is so terrible. This is so stupid. It's a waste of time.
it is fantastic listening to you, go through games as a fan. It
Just
really
wait
is.
until the playoffs.
I know. No, I mean that's really
It's
we're
like
gonna have a Shroom Cam
ramped up.
that we can just have everybody listen to and watch. We'll do like what is that called? I don't even know what is it called when they stream
Like
Twitch
a live
stream,
stream.
right? Yeah, Twitch live stream. That's what they do.
Yeah, it's a goal. 3-1.
Um,
Mother effer.
all right, so a grand showing. We did that because Evgeny Malkin hit it the thousand. Excuse me, hit the 1,000th game mark with the Penguins. He actually scored a goal in his 1,000th game. His son, I don't know if you saw it, Nikita Malkin read the starting lineup for his dad's 1,000th game.
Saw that. That was cool.
So yeah, very cool tribute for him. And I started thinking, is there a better 1,000-game duo than Malkin Crosby?
Probably not. Not right now.
Um,
Did you see
yeah,
the? Did you see the warm ups? All the guys on the ice were imitating Malkin's warm up, and so everyone was like, he does like some leg exercise where he's on his back or something like that. So every single guy on the ice was doing the same exercise.
That's awesome.
It looked really, really strange. And like somebody tweeted something like, imagine explaining this picture to somebody who knows nothing about hockey. It's all these guys just like flailing their legs up in the air. It's pretty funny to see.
That is pretty good. I mean, so when they played 1,000 games, I was looking this up. So you had Messier and Gretzky, but that was, when Gretzky finally made it to the Rangers. He wasn't, of course, the Gretzky we all remember. But that was, obviously a very good duo, Messier, Gretzky. You had, when he played with Carolina, you had Ron Francis and you had Brind'Amour. Thank you.
Brind'Amour, yeah.
Which Brind'Amour at the time was very good, but franchise wasn't exactly the player he used to be. I believe, was it the Devils had Scott Stevens and Andrzejczuk was at the same time? I can't remember if those two. I was looking through the list and I was trying to remember the guys. But yeah, I mean, Ray Bourque and Joe Sakic would be there too.
Yeah, it's pretty good, I guess.
I
don't know.
Yeah, they're the two
Crosby's
best, right?
Probably pretty the most substantial, I would think.
Lidstrom and I mean, you could probably go with a bunch of different guys, but Lidstrom and Yzerman.
That's pretty good too. That's pretty good. That's up there.
There was one or two more, and I'm trying to go through that list. It was Madonna. He was with Detroit, so it would have been those two guys.
Yeah. Was it Madonna that like almost didn't even make it to 1,000 because they like weren't playing him?
Well, Madonna's got 1,500 games played. That's what he was trying to get to. He was trying to get to 1,500
points or something, or was it? Oh, it was that maybe.
I thought he tried to get to 1,500 games, and then they sat him
kept
like in the regular season. Yeah.
Did he get to 15
Detroit.
or no?
No, he was at 1499.
That's
gotta be. That's gotta piss.
Yes. You can't play him one game.
Yeah, one game. He's got to be. He's not the 12th best forward. Craziness.
That's dumb. He should come out of retirement, sign with Tampa, play one game, or play a shift, and come off immediately and get your 1,500. Boom.
That would be really funny.
I'll do it for you, Mikey. Call me.
Yeah, you play for the for Tampa. They need a winger on the bottom six. Yeah, so I was just looking through the list, and like I said, outside of, I think the top pairing that I had seen was at first Yzerman and Lidstrom, just because Lidstrom was so good late into his career.
Yeah,
but, I mean those two have got to be, they've got to be right there, and the two that could get there would be Draisaitl and McDavid.
Yeah,
if they continually play together.
which you never know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's shaky. It really is shaky.
It is. Edmonton is. I don't know. If the same keeps happening over and over and over again, you might get tired, or one of them could get tired of that. And I
Could
don't
you
know.
imagine them losing someone
Imagine
like that because they're just
because they
inept,
keep doing what they do.
just absolutely dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. Also, the 2 long streaks. You have the Bruins who tied the NHL mark with the 11th straight home win. Bruins are on fire right now.
Yep.
I don't know. They came in and whipped the Rangers with a 5-goal effort. They beat the
Tampa was
Blackhawks 6-1.
all over them in the beginning of this game.
Yeah.
They were all over them, dominating them. And now I knew they were going to tie it. I know, like they were outshooting them 12-3 or something. They scored on like their 5th shot, so I knew they were going to tie it. And then from there, it went to hell.
Has Bergeron had a point or a goal?
No, I don't think he has anything.
Because he's sitting at 999 in his career. So that's what I was going to say. That's the other 1,000 mark.
Yeah, I don't think he does. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't. I think it's been all the other people.
And then Devils fans would be pretty upset if I didn't mention it, that they're on a heater right now.
They are.
They're at 12 games,
12?
winning streak. Yeah, just sinking the Sens. I mean, I came on the Devils podcast the day before Eric was born, just to talk with Sam because he needed his fill-in spot. And, Eric comes that night, or that next morning. But, Sam asked me for my honest take on what I thought about the Devils, and they're a good team. Obviously, they're a team that you look at them, they're fun. They have
3-1 on Edmonton right now.
Yeah, and they're youthful and they're fun to watch. But he asked, and I'm going to ask you, Schwem, what is your honest take on the Devils? Are they a top contender? Are they, a decent playoff? What's your official opinion on the Devils?
I mean, right now they look great, right? I can't imagine they sustain this throughout the whole season. I think they got to come back down to earth at some point. And then I don't know who else talking this about, like what happens, like they go on this huge streak, say they go on say they win again tonight and they'll be at 13 and they keep going for however long it is. And then I don't know, something happens and they have like a major collapse and don't make the playoffs. It's like you're going to waste this however many game win streak and not make the playoffs. So I don't know. I could see them coming back down to earth. I don't know if they'll crash land, like they'll just go on an epic like losing streak. But oh Jesus, multiple turnovers. Sorry, but I don't know. I wouldn't say contender, but I think. I mean, they're helping themselves out a lot right now, this early in the season, but doing all this winning, so they're setting themselves up pretty good to, get into the playoffs. I don't think they'll at the end of the season. Do I think they're going to be like one of the best teams in the league and first place in the division? No, but they're setting themselves up pretty well to be a playoff team.
Yeah, I mean, I think they said that if you're in the playoffs hunt or in the playoff spot come Thanksgiving, you're at like a 75% chance of making the playoffs. That year. So they're right there. They're going to be right there, which is, pretty impressive. And we said that the Devils in the beginning of the season would be a fringe playoff team. They're obviously making us eat our words a little bit, but 15-3, 30 points. They're 2 behind Boston for the tops in the Eastern Conference, and they are just a point ahead of Vegas for the overall NHL. 2 points behind Boston, who's the top for the President's Trophy, and then Vegas in the West is at 29. Vegas obviously still doing pretty great, 14-4. LA Kings 11-8. They're second in that Pacific. The more I watch the Vancouver Canucks, the more I'm just disappointed and depressed. How can the team be so bad when they have that much talent on the ice? Their goaltending, their defense, it's depressing.
It's what's his face?
Yeah, Brucey.
I just like. I think I don't want to say he's a bad coach or anything because he's obviously had a lot of success in the league and everything. But I don't know. I think he's just like Jesus Christ. Boston is just whipping the puck all around. They're on the power play right now. It's just like I don't know. Maybe he's like old news and just like it's whatever he's preaching or doing just doesn't work anymore and. or maybe he's just really bad luck. I don't know, but like, I think they got to go in like a different direction. They can't just keep getting these recycled coaches and expecting to like, let's have the same kind of success that he had in years past and hope he can recreate that for us. Like, no, get
Yeah.
like a new voice, get like a new voice in there, something that these new young guys that they still have a lot of good young players can like,
Yep.
adapt to and play for and then go from there. Like, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have struggles, I guess, for a couple seasons, going through that, but I don't know. You got to start somewhere. You can't just because they have too much talent on that team to not be at least like in the hunt. So
Yeah. And I like
I don't
Travis
know.
Green, and he was there obviously before Brucey.
Yeah,
And I thought that someone would be able to take that team and kind of run with it after,
yeah.
the talent that they have. It's amazing that they're this bad.
I don't know.
But then you go look in the Western Conference, the Central. Dallas Stars are tops in that at 24. But there's a boatload of teams from 18 points to 24, 6 points, basically 3-game swing between Dallas and the Avs and the Jets, who have played really well.
Mhm.
Ahead of Rick Bowness, who I thought honestly would not be getting the results that he is with this team. But the Blues and the Predators and the Wild, they're all within that hunt, and it's pretty impressive to see all
Yeah, the
these
Blues
teams
came back big time.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
They were
I
god awful
still,
at the beginning of the season. Now they're playing a
but
lot better.
Binnington still stinks. But
Yeah, I
I,
mean, I don't see them as a contender or anything by any means, but they're playing better now. Finally,
yeah. Uh, and then the Yotes are finally kind of turned back the clock. They're 6-9. They're right with
Fields for
Arizona
the Yotes.
for the dumps in Central. Anaheim at 11 points so far is the leader for the Connor Bedard sweepstakes. Ottawa Senators have 13. Senators are obviously talking about being sold. Would there be a better owner in hockey or a better face to a franchise in hockey than Ryan Reynolds
Then Ryan Reynolds, it'd be pretty
if he was the
fantastic.
face of the ownership group?
Oh man, that would be. I think it would be. I don't know. Do you think he would kind of like not be in? He wouldn't want to be in the spotlight for the
Oh,
team
I
and
think
just
he
kind
would.
of like. You think he would? I don't know.
Yeah,
I would hope
I
he would. I would
absolutely.
love to see him in like maybe they'll have like Deadpool night or something. Have
I
a
mean, they could
Deadpool
do
third
some
jersey.
really good. There could be some really good stuff.
No, but
Yeah,
he would
he could
be
just
like,
dress up.
imagine like watching
He
a
goes,
press conference with him or something like after a
yeah.
game or a playoff series or something.
He
I
could
think
come
that'd
in
be
as Van
pretty awesome to
Wilder.
see.
I mean, he could do so many good things.
Like after a big
Um,
win, I think he'd be hilarious to talk to.
it would be very fantastic. Uh, Kachuk faced the Flames for the first time. Panthers lost. And obviously going back to his old stomping grounds, but they lost 5-4. I don't
That was a
think.
good game too. I watched that game.
Yeah, and Kachuk had the goal.
Yep,
That
the game
fourth
was back
goal,
and forth.
kind of bring it back. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Both those teams, and I know that Calgary is, they're sitting at they're fifth in that division right now at 8-7-2, but they're still,
I thought
a
they'd be
team that
better.
we consider. Yeah, I still consider
Yeah,
them a playoff team, right? You don't have them
yeah.
as anything
I think
knocking down.
again, it's early in the season. They could be a little slow out of the gate and then maybe ramp it up in the second half or something like that. But no, I think they're definitely still a playoff. They're too
Yeah,
good to not be at least right there when the trying to get a playoff spot. It's
and the
to me
Panthers.
to me everything I think is still kind of early. Like you can't really
Yeah,
judge everything right now. I think we
but
still need a little bit more time.
it is scary because they do say that Thanksgiving mark is usually those teams that are in those playoff spots are right there. And you're looking
Yeah.
at it right now, and you have Boston, Toronto, Tampa at the top three in the Atlantic. You have
Mhm.
Detroit and Florida within 2 points of each other for that fourth spot. You got Devils, Hurricanes, Islanders. The Rangers are tied with the Islanders for that third spot in the Metro, fourth spot in the Metro, and then the Penguins are just out of it. The Capitals, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year, judging from
They
what
might not.
we're seeing at 17
Yeah.
points. They're not looking great. If you look in the Central, you'd have Dallas, the Avs, Jets, and the Blues, Preds, Wild are all kind of tied. And then Pacific, you'd have Vegas, Kings, Kraken. Kraken would
That's
be in the playoffs
surprising.
for the first time,
They're playing really
and
well too. It's crazy.
yeah, and Edmonton at 20 points at 10-8 would fly in at
watch
the fourth
watch
spot.
Edmonton not make it.
I could you imagine? Or the Flames? Um,
One
I
of
mean,
those
the biggest
teams.
shocks right now would be Minnesota not making it, either the Flames or the Oilers. The Capitals, I don't know if it's necessarily a shock, but one of the Capitals
Nah, I
or
wouldn't be
Penguins
surprised.
not making it.
Penguins, I think I would be a little surprised because I think they're still a really good team. Washington, I don't know if it was just me or a lot of us agreed that they're kind of like getting old and not the Washington team that they used to be.
Yeah, I agree.
But
And then the last one would be obviously the Florida Panthers because they're sitting at 5th in the division. If they were not to make it, that would be a huge negative.
That'd be disappointing. Getting blasted in the Tampa swept them in the second round last year, and then not even making the playoffs the following year with all the high hopes that team had. They were the President's Trophy last year, right? I think.
Yep, President's Trophy winners.
Yeah.
What was it?
Was that
it was them. Yeah, it was them.
Yeah, right.
And Colorado was second, right? Yeah,
I think so. And then Tampa swept them. And then oh man, back-to-back years you get swept and then don't even make the playoffs after. That'd be bad.
It would be utter.
And you make that blockbuster trade in the offseason and you don't make the playoffs. That's not good.
Fire coach. Quick things. Well, fire coach. Yeah. All right, 3 quick things. Jack Eichel, last week returned to Buffalo. It's the second time he was there because obviously the first time he was there, Buffalo won, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, Buffalo got the end of the best part of the trade." Eichel comes in, gets a hat trick in his return to Buffalo for the Golden Knights win, and then we didn't talk about this, but the Hockey Hall of Fame weekend happened. The Sedin twins, Alfredson, Robbie Luongo, Rico Salonen, and Herb Carnegie entering the Hall of Fame. The tributes that Vancouver had for all 3 of the Sedins and Luongo was really good, and it got me to thinking, who would be your 2023 Hall of Fame?
Who's eligible?
NHL players. So obviously the number one name would be for me, Alex McGillney. I think needs to be there.
I don't understand why he keeps getting passed over.
I don't either, but
he's been eligible for a while now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
An absolute first ballot lock, King Hank, right? Lundqvist.
Yeah.
I think he's the closest to a lock in 2023 that there is. You look at others, they had Corey Crawford in there, which is crazy to me. Jay Bomey's the same thing. Yeah, these are all the names that there's not very good names in this group. It's Corey Crawford, it's Jay Bouwmeester, it's Justin Williams, it's Andrei Markov, it's Dustin Byfuglien, Brent Seabrook, Mike Green. But then you have the
Hall of Famers.
No, but then they have that's just the current ballot of people that are new to the Hall of Fame inductions. Here's the group that I think they're going to finally get in: Henrik Zetterberg.
Okay.
Alex McGillney.
Yes.
In women's hockey, you have 2 legends in Caroline Ouellet and Megan Dugan.
Okay.
You have Rob Brindamore.
Okay.
And then you have Theo Fleury, Patrick Elias, Pierre Turgeon, Jeremy Roenick, Keith Tkachuk, Mike Vernon, Tom Barrasso, Mike Richter, Rick Nash, John LeClaire, Sergei Gonchar.
Okay. You can definitely get people out of that group of people.
So my 4, and then because you have 4, right? You have 4 NHL guys, then you have a builder, and then you have usually the women's hockey representative. I think it's Hank, it's Zetterberg, it's McGillney, and it's probably Rob Brindamore.
Really?
Who would you have over him?
Who are some of those other guys you mentioned? You mentioned Richter. You mentioned
Fleury, Elias, Turgeon, Roenick, Tkachuk, Vernon, Barrasso, Richter, Nash, LeClaire, Sergei Gonchar.
That's tough. I think you could maybe make a case for Richter, have him there over over Brindamore.
I'd like to see that. I mean, especially for his USA accomplishments as well, USA hockey.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. 2 Ranger goalies going at the same time. I'd be pumped. I would be absolutely pumped.
Well, Gilney should be. I don't know why it's taken him, I guess, so long.
It's ridiculous.
Did you see the other night they retired what's his face's number in Chicago? What the hell's his name? Marian Hossa.
Yeah, Hossa. Yep.
I didn't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, he's just obviously. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, he's
on
a
a couple
good
hubs.
player and everything, but like Chicago
Yeah,
retiring his number before like who, like Jeremy Roenick or something like, do you like
yeah,
or
I think it's bogus.
I don't know, Steve Larmer or I don't know. There's like other guy who's retired there, Stan Mikita
Stan Mikita. Yeah.
and somebody else, or I think there's only 2 retired numbers there. Like, okay, you're retiring Marion Hossa over like Chris Chelios or JR or Steve Larmer. Weren't those guys like really huge? Eddie Belfour, maybe even. I don't know. Like Marion
Chicago
Hossa.
Blackhawks retired numbers. So they have Glenn Hall. They
Okay.
have Pierre
Yeah,
Pulot, who I have the autographed hockey card of, which is terrible. Uh,
that was a
Keith
great goal.
Magnuson.
Are they just all these
Great
guys'
goal.
numbers are retired at Chicago?
That's what they say. This is the Blackhawks
Okay.
retired numbers. There's
I
5,
thought
it
they only
looks
had a
like.
couple. Okay.
Yeah, 5. Pierre Pulot, Keith Magnuson, Bobby Hull, obviously, and then
You
Dennis Savard.
suck. Sorry.
Oh, and Stan Mikita. They have Tony
Stan
Esposito.
Mikita.
Okay, so they have 7
Okay.
numbers altogether.
Okay, so all those players are like legends in Chicago Blackhawk history, and then you had Marion Hossa. I don't know.
I agree
It's
with
just
you.
it's a little
weird.
strange. I'm not saying he's a bad player or anything like that, but I'm just saying retiring his number as a. How long was he even in Chicago? 3. Was he there for like 3 or 4 years at the most? I don't know. I could be way off. I don't know, but I don't know. I just don't understand. I just retiring his number there over like before some of those other players that I mentioned, like Roenick.
He was there for 8 years.
He was there that long? Okay. But like
from 09
still
to 17.
Ahead of Chelios, ahead of Roenick, ahead of maybe Steve Larmer. I keep saying. I don't know. It's a little strange.
Yeah, his top points was 77 on that team. I know he was more of a two-way player, but 77 was his most points in 81 games. He had the 29 points in the playoffs. Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, I agree with you. Is it as bad as Dustin Brown getting a statue?
And it's 4-1. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Speaking of bad,
yeah, that's
Tampa.
Bad. Yeah, sorry, Shroom. Yeah, that sucks.
I think Bergeron got a point. All the Bruins players are on the ice right now.
So that's 1,000.
Yeah, I think Marchand scored, but I guess maybe Bergeron assisted on it.
Probably.
Or maybe he scored. I don't even know. I'm just annoyed. But yeah, great. Celebrating the shit on Tampa's ice. Great job.
Oh man, I love it. All right, just quickly finish it up. Points totals, obviously Connor McDavid at 34, Draisaitl at 30, Karlsson at 28. Is that the most shocking this season that he is?
That is very surprising.
Doing as well as he is?
Yeah, definitely. And San Jose, do you know San Jose is the top scoring defensive team in the league?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They're doing fantastic. They really are. The defense, that is. Kucherov at 3. He's tied with 3 for Karlsson, him and Pasternak. Crosby at 27 points in 19 games. He's still just ridiculous. Goals leaders, obviously McDavid at 16, Bo Horvat at 14, Tage Thompson at 12. So 2 shockers there with Thompson and Horvat.
Yeah, definitely.
And then assist leaders, you got Barzal. He's got 19 assists and only 2 goals.
Yeah, he just scored his first 2 goals of the season. I think like last game or the game before or something like that. He had 2 goals in one game. And those were his first of the season.
And then goaltending, obviously, Linus Ullmark has 12 wins in 14 games. He's been great for Boston. 189 goals against average, which I believe leads the league. Yes, it does. He's ahead of Connor Hellebuck. And then save percentage, crazy 937. Our guys, Shesterkin and Vasi, are down the list pretty significantly.
Especially Vasi.
Both those stats. Hopefully both those guys can turn it around and kind of show the Vezina form that these two are. Because I still think they're the 2 best goalies in hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
They're
impressive.
going, well, I know my team is going through a transition. I don't know about your Rangers, but
Yeah, they're not doing well.
Tampa's defense is like a friggin' I don't know. It's not good.
Yeah,
So I think
so
that's
they
the
beat
biggest
the
impact
Sharks.
on him.
Yep. Rangers beat the Sharks 2-1 on Saturday. They're 9-6-4. They still have more losses than wins on the season, including overtime and and regular losses. They've just been they lost to the Kraken in overtime, and they lose to. It just hasn't been a good run for them, other than beating up on the Sisters Laporte and the Coyotes. And
Mm-hmm.
the depth is hurt. They've had some injuries. They are missing a couple pieces on that back end in that bottom six to kind of help out. And I feel like someone like Kravtsov can kind of get them going if he can just stop with the injury bug. But
He's injured again?
yeah, he had like some tooth issue, and then he had the flu, and this is after 2 concussions, or what everybody thinks are concussions. It's not good. And
boy.
the power play isn't going. They're shitty 5-on-5 still, which is craziness. With all the talent that they have, I don't know. Maybe it's the system. I really don't know. And Gerard Gallant's getting a little heat, which we know all too well
I told
happens
you.
in his second and third. Yeah.
Yep. He blows his
But
load in the first. Oh, Jesus. It's almost 5-1.
what?
He almost still 4-1.
Oh man.
Yeah, he always has that super successful first season, and then it's just like all downhill after that.
It sucks. It really does. Artemi Panarin's still a top 10 points guy, but
Hey,
some serious help. Got it.
4-2, maybe. I don't know.
Who is it?
I have the sound off. It doesn't look like anyone's celebrating.
Oh, really? Was it a high goal? High deflection or something?
Maybe it was a high stick.
Oh man.
Yep, high stick. Oh, come
All right.
on. Jesus. I think they called a penalty. I think it's a penalty on Tampa, so now it's like no goal.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
And it's a high sticky penalty.
Oh man. All right. Who has the catchiest name in the CHL this season? What is the name you like the best? Luca
Right.
Del Bell Blues, Jagger Furcus, Orca Wiesplat.
These are people's names?
These are real names in the CHL at this present moment.
Wow. Okay.
Luca Del Bell Blues, Jagger Furcus, Orca Wiesplat, T-Bone Cod, or Ivan.
Ivan. Why? I hate that guy's parents.
I mean, T-Bone Cod has to be the best, right?
That one's pretty good. I like that Wiesplat one or whatever that was.
Yeah, Orca Wiesplat?
Orca Wiesplat, named after a whale?
Yeah.
Is he fat? Is he enormous?
He's got a little fat face, a little chunky
All
face,
right.
but and then Jagger Furcus looks like he's about 10 years old.
That's a pretty good name, Jagger.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate the name, but it's pretty funny. Jagger Furcus.
Jagger Furcus, yeah, pretty good.
Right.
T-Bone. I'll send this to the guys. Yeah, T-Bone Cod.
His real first name is T-Bone. It's not a nickname.
That's what it says on this thing. Is T-Bone Cod.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Somebody named their kid T-Bone.
Someone named their kid T-Bone. Yeah. You got anything else before we get out of here?
Tampa sucks. Well, just tonight. Actually, they've been playing pretty well. They've been playing pretty well lately. So, but I don't know. I thought maybe this game would be. In the beginning, it looked like okay, maybe it'll actually be a good close game, and then Boston just completely took over, which they always do. They were showing a stat like Boston outscores everybody every period, but they especially outscore them as the game goes on. Yes. Like second period more so, and then third period they outscore teams like by a ridiculous margin. It's friggin' nuts. This friggin' team.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're still damn good.
Yeah, and then especially they got McAvoy just came back.
Yep, that's a huge boost
week. They're really good, and it's scary. That's someone
I didn't think they would be this good. I thought they would be good. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't think they'd be like this good.
I thought they
this is like dominating good. Like,
yeah, I thought they were like third or fourth in that division. I really did. I thought it was Tampa.
Yeah, I didn't think they were
I
top.
thought it was, you know, I would have said fourth. I would have put them as fourth in the division. My man Pavel Buchnevich had 7 points last week. He was doing great. Crosby had 11 points in 4 games. I don't know. You saw that, right? He just he had 4 goals, 7 assists. He was on fire. You know, I know they lost to Toronto. They were 3-1 that week, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to Toronto, but then beat Minnesota, the Jets, and the Blackhawks. And the guy's ridiculous. He's
shut out the Jets, which was surprising.
Yeah.
Jets are playing really well. They shut him out.
Yep. He had 80th career game-winning goal in a 5-3 win against the Chicago Blackhawks. So Sid, you're a beast. I still hate you.
The Blackhawks suck.
Do you have anything good for goaltenders? Sorry, I keep picking.
I think I had an old picture. Hold on, let me see if I still have it. Sorry.
No, you're good.
We
will be back next Monday with a full contingent of dudes on this podcast. Steve,
I hope so.
And Shorts guy parent teachers, and Steve needed a little bit of a break. Probably because
Eric's going to take over.
Just stinks. Yeah, Eric might be a full-time guest. He says as much as some of you guys anyway.
He knows more than most of us already.
Yep. Urban Artifact, Fire Iron, good old 4. It's always a good beer.
3.5, I guess. I don't know. It'll be nice.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right, guys. Shroom, take her home.
Thank you, Guy. Thank you. And thank you, Sam, for helping us. And good job, Dean. Me and you. 2-2.
Thanks, Sam. 2-2.
No, you got